Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. Joining me at the market site in Times Square, New York City, we have Amanda Rajkumar. She's the head of human resources at BNP Paribas USA. We're going to take a look at gender equality opportunities, and this, of course, is in honor of International Women's Day, International Women's Month. To be celebrated all month. And why is International Women's Day? Why is it so important to you and to BNP Paribas?
Look, I think it's really important to celebrate and recognize the achievements of women, not only in the workplace, but also in society as a whole. I think also it's important to remember the role of male allies and the support they can give in helping achieve a better gender equality. And lastly, I think for financial services as a whole, we're not really where we want to be in terms of gender equality. Some 100 years on, we still don't have parity in particularly senior roles. So again, I think International Women's Day, week or month is very important to remember that and to have discussions around that and how we can achieve that.
And what are the bank's plans around International Women's Day, week, month?
So much. Virus aside, we have a month-long roster of different events, really around educating, inspiring, and also discussing this topic and creating a safe place to also have that discussion, because I think that's really important as well. One of the things we've also done is we have created a film showcasing a number of our senior female leaders, and they talk a little bit about their achievements, but also their interests and what they've done in terms of the organization, which I think in itself also creates a sense of belonging and better staff engagement as well.
I'm curious to get some of the feedback that you've gotten with it, because from the interviews I've been doing for International Women's Day, mentorship has really been a consistent theme.
Yes, yes, and we have mentorship programs in BNP Paribas here in the Americas, and I think the feedback is always phenomenal about the work we do around diversity and inclusion to start with, but particularly when we focus on gender equality, the passion and the relish people have for not only the events but also being involved and being part of the discussion is also very positive.
I also think it's really positive when you see a lot of men participating and actively participating.
Yes, absolutely. If we talk about men, I mean, men are absolutely part of the conversation. At BNP Paribas, it's 60% males, and often our male colleagues are ones in more senior roles, often making the decisions. So speaking to them, getting their advice, and also, making them part of the conversation is really important to really try to, I mean, it takes a village, right, to try and change gender equality. So having their involvement is so important.
What's the biggest opportunity for gender equality at PNB?
For us, I think it's around having more women in senior roles. At the moment, we have a lot of women, but we don't have them in those senior leadership roles, and that's really the big opportunity. The second one is for our senior leadership team to take more ownership and accountability, and to that end, they have agreed to all have an objective in their appraisals this year around really increasing diversity on a number of lenses. And I think the last thing I would say, I think it's really important to remember the rise of women does not equate to the fall of men.
And that is a big narrative that's out there now, like, why should I apologize because I'm a male and so forth. And I think if we, just like everything else, align and see what we can do by working together, that's what gets us there at the end of the day.
Absolutely right, absolutely.
Amanda, thank you so much for joining us at MarketSite. And thank you for joining me on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq.